Welcome and welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. Thanks for joining us for another video. In today's video, it's all about Marcus Rashford. The last few months, he's been negotiating a new and improved deal with Man United, but as it stands now, we're near enough in the middle of July without pen to paper from Marcus Rashford. Speculation's rife over at PSG that Mbappe's leaving this summer, and PSG are eyeing Marcus Rashford to be his long-term successor at PSG.
Yeah.
What's your overall thoughts on this as it stands now?
As it stands now, Marcus Rashford is in danger of leaving Manchester United and going to PSG. We know that last summer PSG had offered Marcus Rashford £400,000 contract. I remember looking at a report from the Athletic. They know Marcus Rashford's reps were contacted by PSG, and with Mbappe, the way it stands now, this carnage over there with him, looks like he will be leaving. And on their radar is Marcus Rashford, who has not signed a contract.
I know you said there's danger of Marcus Rashford leaving. We are going to get into that in more detail later on because let's have it right, it is the French league. Some people out there call it the Farmers League. Would Rashford want to go down a level or two just for the money over there? But Erik ten Hag back in May turned around and was asked the question on Rashford whether he sees his long-term future at Manchester United, and he did say expect Marcus Rashford to renew. He wants it at Manchester United. He is the child of this club, so I assume this will happen.
Well, Erik ten Hag's turned round to him in the past and said, listen, commit yourself to the future of Manchester United. This is where you belong. But he's not committed. So when I mention it's a danger, he hasn't signed really a contract. What he's got there on the table, £375,000 a week, reportedly. I mean, what more do you want? The highest earner at Manchester United. He's got the recognition. If that contract details are reportedly true, I don't understand why he's not signed it. PSG, the contact's been made, and I have said it time and time again. He's not signed the contract. I believe he's going to leave.
So you think he's definitely going to leave this summer?
Yeah.
That's a big statement to make when all reports are saying they have been in negotiations, Manchester United, and it is close to him signing a new deal.
Well, close. I mean, what's close? The highest earner at Manchester United. The contact was there. All the signs to me, I'm just putting the dots together. I'm looking at it as a football fan and thinking, hang on a minute. You've got a contract. You've been negotiating it. It's been offered you. You're the highest earner at Manchester United. What more do you want? I mean, at the end of the day, does he deserve £400,000? Reports were that he wanted to negotiate £500,000 a week. Ridiculous. So to be the highest earner and it to be on the table, I mean, really, he should be snapping it up. He had a good season last year, right? A good season. No one can deny that, right? And he's now been rewarded. And that's how I see it. And I think he wants more, and I think he wants away.
Is it down to Marcus Rashford, though? Because I can see it from another point of view where, we've just seen David De Gea, whole contract negotiations there with him, how flippant they were, how disrespectful they were to a great servant of this club. Manchester United aren't renowned to getting contracts done and done quickly. And with a level of respect for some of the players who have put it in at Manchester United. So is it a case of Manchester United at the moment are just doing dealings at other places and trying to recruit players in and negotiating contracts elsewhere for players to come in, and there's some sort of verbal agreement between the club and Rashford as to say, once we've got all this sorted, we'll come back to the table and we'll get it signed. It could even end up signing and it being announced on the America tour. How big would that be?
I mean, Marcus Rashford is a young lad. They have to nail him down. The offer from PSG is there. The interest from other clubs is there. And Marcus is, I think is a young lad, 25, right? He might want to go. He might want to experience elsewhere. And the contract should be signed. It's a danger, a big danger. And as I look at it, you might think differently out there. But all the signs there, right, it's coming to an end. It's been triggered in December and January, the 1-year extension, right? And that is a danger sign. Young lad, the money's being flashed about. Reports are there. He wants more money. I just hope it's not down to money. I hope it's down, if Marcus is there and he's not signed it, I hope it's down to him wanting to move as a young lad and go and experience football elsewhere. And I won't have any qualms about that, right? Because young lads, they've got...
Sorry to interrupt you there with you saying you're having no qualms about it. wouldn't you have any qualms if Marcus Rashford left Manchester United to go to PSG? As most of us say, is the Farmers League. It's a step down a level or two compared to the Premier League and Manchester United at least.
Marcus Rashford will be looking after everyone around him. That's what Marcus Rashford do. He, to me, seems to have eyes here, there and everywhere on different projects around the world. You've seen him keep going back to America. You've seen him in his work here on behalf of like charity and goodwill things. He seems to be like roaming around with his eyes fixed on other things and not mainly on Manchester United. And I think he could have got distracted as a young man, right? And think, I want to go and experience that. I want to go and experience, regardless of what people think about the Farmers League.
Yeah, I think you're correct in what you're saying. He was distracted at one point, but I think maybe with the leadership of Erik ten Hag coming in to Manchester United last year, got him focused back onto his game. And you've got to give a lot of credit to Marcus Rashford himself for knuckling down like he did in pre-season last year, doing his own personal training in Oregon in the States with Nike. And he's just improved himself, well, throughout the season, really. Last year, you know, you look at his goals, tally 30 goals for the season for a wide left player. For me in the Premier League, I think it's fantastic. So I think he's got to look at himself, Rashford, and maybe think, well, where's the best years in my career? Where am I going to win trophies? And for me, I see the big honours being at Manchester United more than PSG.
The problem when you turn round and say, as we look at it as fans, is where can I win the big trophies? Unfortunately now, players are looking at different things. Yes, they'd like to win trophies, and that Marcus has been at Manchester United for a long time now, and he might just want to experience things. And you say, like, his life's in control and it was a little bit out of order and that. You know, I don't think it's fully in control. I think he has his eyes on other things. That contract has been on the table, and United have been negotiating him for a while. There was a time there where a contract like this would not have been put on the table for Marcus Rashford, right? His form wasn't brilliant 18 months, 2 years ago, right? He's improved. Does he deserve that amount of money? He's the only one scoring goals. And if we don't get a striker, then he needs that money to keep him here. He needs that contract. We need him to stay here because there is no one else up front who can score the goals like Marcus Rashford did last year. Yeah, it's a big problem.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but just because, like you say, we've not got anyone else to score the goals, I don't think that should be a reason to go and keep a player. Let's have it right. This is Manchester United. We've lost some fantastic players over the years in my generation alone, and we've moved on as a club and brought other players in. But, you know, you're looking at him now, he's 25 years of age. He's going into his prime years.
Yeah.
You know, on the back of last season, that should only be fuel to the fire for him and his agents to say to Manchester United, look, you're going to get the best years of Marcus Rashford. He's only going to get better. And at the end of the day, you know, as an employer of the football club, you should be wanting top dough.
I don't understand why any player who's been offered a contract as the highest earner at a football club hasn't signed it unless he has eyes going elsewhere. That's what I'm saying. He's got everything offered to him at the club. So why hasn't he signed it? That's because I believe he's got eyes elsewhere. He was turned 12 months ago where they accepted negotiations, his reps with PSG. Okay?
Sorry to interrupt though. Do you honestly think Marcus Rashford would trade Manchester United in for PSG?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm not on that fence with you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, negotiations went on. So if negotiations went on, okay, then there is a conversation and a likelihood that there's a possibility that they're looking at moving from Manchester United.
Okay. Yeah, I could possibly see that. I'm not in Marcus Rashford's camp or Manchester United's to see what's going on behind closed doors. But for me, like I'll refer back to, he's 25 years of age. He's just come off a brilliant season last year. He's going into the best years, you know, best years.
Hopefully.
Well, hopefully, but you would think he's going into the best years as a football player. So that deserves the best contract he's going to get in his professional career. And for me, he's just using PSG as leverage to get that contract and be the highest earner at Manchester United. Now, some out there might think that's wrong. You might think it's wrong. I don't think that's totally right. But at the end of the day, sometimes people do that in negotiations. There's been better players than Marcus Rashford who have played for this football club, who I'm sure have done the same thing over the years.
I don't object to people using tools to get to the best advantage for themselves, okay? And if Marcus Rashford has done that, he's actually achieved it because the contract's on the table. Is the highest earner. You can't ask for any more. And that's why I believe when I look at the reports from last year, I look at the reports in December, I listen to what Erik ten Hag's told him, spoke to him that he wants to keep him here, right? He wants him to commit to his future. The fact is, he has not committed to his future. And the problem is PSG and Mbappe are at war, and there's the position for him to walk in what was discussed 12 months ago. I don't have no objection to people using tools, like I say, right, to get the best.
Like in any workplace.
But he's got the best. That's what I'm saying. If you've got the best, you can't get any more. And he's got the best at Manchester United, and he's annoying me that it's not signed. Absolutely annoying me, because we're going in now. He's not back, right? But it's wrong. He's got the best contract on the table by all accounts from all the reports I've read. Ten Hag's spoken to him, wants him to commit, right? It's 7 months later since he asked him to commit, and he's not signed it, okay? And we go on about the last 12 months of a player's contract. He's going into it, and we can't afford to let him go into that without signing it. You either get off, get the money for him, right, and then go look for someone else. I don't want Marcus Rashford at the beginning of August turning round saying he's going, and then we end up scrambling, looking for another player. It's bang out of order if that situation comes. To me, he's known the offer's there and the opportunity to move, and he's not signed the contract. That's what I keep saying. There is no excuses. There might be one or two little things.
Here's one excuse for you.
Go on.
Could Marcus Rashford be waiting to see who the new owners are at Manchester United before committing to that contract that's on the table?
Discussions with PSG were well advanced, well before the club was put up for sale.
But things in life change, though.
Yeah,
the figures around this sale of this club, I think we all can understand that if the Glazers do stay at Manchester United, it's not going to be rosy for the next, well, let's just say, for instance, 5 to 10 years if they do stay that long, just for instance. But if a new owner comes in, whether it is Sir Jim Ratcliffe or Qatar with Sheikh Yazim, it's going to be a lot brighter.
Yeah, it's obviously like what's going on. No one's clear on what's going on with the future. I understand that, right? But he's been asked to commit his future to Manchester United, right? It's on the table, and he shouldn't be worrying about what the owners are doing. What he should be doing, right, is signing that contract, right, or declaring, I'm off somewhere else. As I say, I've just said it before, and it's the last point on it, to be honest with you, is he needs to sort it out and not leave it till the beginning of August, where we're then in the mud scrambling round. That, to me, would be bang out of order. And as I say again, all the dots are lined up as far as I'm concerned. He's going.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. At least before the season starts, the Premier League season starts, that contract does need to be signed, because we can't have situations like we've seen over the recent years, like with Paul Pogba, week in, week out at press conferences being asked by journalists, has he signed the contract? Is he staying at Manchester United? What's he like on the training ground? What's he like in the dressing room? Is he happy? Is he not? And we don't want to see that with Marcus Rashford, especially like you said, who scored all our goals last season and who can probably maintain that level or even improve next season. So I think if that contract wasn't signed, we could see a decline in his performances as well next year, and that's something we don't want to see. But one thing to ask you, one thing. I think it's pretty evident and it's clear the captaincy is going to be took away from Harry Maguire this summer, and a new captain's going to be appointed. Do you reckon Marcus Rashford could be in contention to take over that captain's armband and as a little sweetener to keep him here at Old Trafford, and you're the main man at United? Local lad.
Listen, I've
been up through the whole academy.
I've seen things done where they don't surprise me anymore. Could that be there? Yeah, it might have been, but Marcus Rashford, I don't see him as his personality as a leader anyway. When I look him on the pitch, he's not someone what goes running around screaming at people, encouraging people. Marcus Rashford gets on with his game, asks for the ball, does what he's doing. No, Marcus Rashford is not a leader on the pitch.
But if Marcus Rashford's scoring goals, have a look at, let's say, Harry Kane for England. I don't see Harry Kane really going around barking orders at people left, right, and centre. But what Harry Kane is the figurehead of the team, and you can always rely on him to grab you a goal when your back's it against the wall, kind of thing, and put in performances. Now, Rashford did do that at times last season. And if he thinks he's going to improve, and Eric Ten Hag, most importantly, thinks he's going to improve, and he's a key cog in this team, do you think...
I can see your point, right? It being used as a sweetener in negotiations.
Not just as a sweetener, but do you think he could be in contention?
No. I don't think he's got the personality for it. I look at him on the pitch. He's never been a leader. And there's stronger personalities. I could name 4 or 5 stronger personalities ahead of Marcus Rashford. And to be honest, if he was offered that captaincy, I think there'd be murders in that changing room.
Do you think he'd want it? More importantly, Marcus Rashford.
No.
Do you not think?
No.
Let us know what you think out there on that. I think Marcus Rashford would want the captaincy.
No.
For the brand Rashford, everything that happens off the pitch, who he is as a person as well, and the way he's been performing. Local lad, like I say. You can't tell me as a local lad playing for Manchester United, you wouldn't want the captaincy. Surely. I would. Let us know out there if you would. But, if I'm playing for Manchester United and you're in a position where you're given the captaincy, you've grew up loving Manchester United, it's cradle to grave, and you're being offered the captaincy, you give us that captain's armband. What do you want me to do? I'll start barking at him.
Okay, I'll say this to you before I go again. He's not signed the contract. If you love United that much, sign the contract.
Okay. Do you think, who'd you rather have in a swap deal? We're just...
You're getting me at... No. I've had enough of you trying to get me at it now. Listen, he's not signed the contract. So if he loves United, you can have all the arguments you want. We know what it's like. You can go round and round in a circle. But the fact is, if he loves United, he's got the top money on the table and he's not signed the contract. So to me, as I said it again, he's going.
Well, hopefully it's because Manchester United are out there, here, there and everywhere trying to get deals done. Players going out and players coming in, and hopefully there's been some sort of verbal agreement where they'll revisit the table for that contract to be signed, and Marcus Rashford will be here next season and beyond with that contract being signed.
Well, he's here next week, so it should be dealt with when he's back at Manchester United next week. It should not go beyond that.
Okay. Wrap it up there.
Yeah, wrap it up.
I think we went round in a full circle.
Yes,
probably
we
a few
did.
lefts.
Yeah,
a few rights as well. But I think we got there in the end.
Yeah.
Just thought we'd try and do a bit of a brief overview on Marcus Rashford and the current situation. Obviously, he's not put pen to paper yet on that contract, but let us know your overall thoughts on it. Our discussion as well. Let us know what you think. And if you've enjoyed today's video, please smash a like on it. It really helps us, supports the channel.
Yes, it does.
And think about subscribing as well if you've not already done so. And press that notification because we will be back tomorrow. We will be doing a video for the Manchester United versus Leeds game, straight after the game, after the full-time whistle, Webby, we have spoken to today. He said he might be available tomorrow, so if he is available, you'll be seeing my dad, Tony, and Webby tomorrow on a match reaction, and we might even possibly do a live video later on in the evening as well. But just stay tuned for that one, and hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you.